What's good, guys? It's Austin here, or Luna. So today's story time is a kind of a part two to a story time I just told recently. I'm gonna link that video, first link in the description, as well as all the other TikTok girl videos, so you can get a sense of what I'm talking about here. But there's a new TikTok girl. There's a second one now. It's like the real TikTok girl promoted this one to start doing everything for her. It's like she hired an assistant or something. Like, it's just insane. So yeah, today's story time is about that new TikTok girl. I hope you enjoy this story time. Leave a like on the video if you do. And let's jump right into this. So today's story time all takes place yesterday. It all started off as a normal night. I had just gotten done streaming on Twitch. By the way, go follow me on Twitch. I'll leave that in the description. I've been streaming a lot recently. Anyway, this is not the time for plugging. I'll shut up now. I just got done streaming on Twitch, right? And I was just enjoying my night. I was watching some Netflix, just relaxing. And then all of a sudden my phone starts ringing after I get off stream, and it's a restricted phone number. Now, I've learned my lesson about restricted phone calls. Every time I answer one of those, it's either someone messing with me, someone threatening me, some telemarketer trying to sell me some state-of-the-art toaster. I don't fucking know. Like, those calls are just ridiculous. So I stopped answering them. So of course, I send it straight to voicemail and go back to just chilling in my room. And then my friend calls me up. Let's just call his friend Kyle. Kyle calls me up, and he's like, "Yo, man, I'm starving. You want to come get food with me?" And it's like he read my mind because I was fucking hungry. So I was like, "Yeah, man, for sure." So about 15 minutes later, my friend pulls up to my house. He's in the driveway. I get my stuff that I need, my wallet, my phone. I walk downstairs. I walk out my front door. And I notice that there's a car parked on the side of the street with their lights off. And the street that I live on, there really isn't much room for people to just park in the street. So it was really unlikely to just have someone parked there. So I thought that was kind of weird. But I didn't dwell on it. I just jumped in my friend's car and we drove off. And as we're driving out of my neighborhood, I realize a car is following us out. Now, I live in a pretty big neighborhood. There's a lot of people that live around me. So, it's not unheard of to have someone leaving the same time you are. I mean, that happens almost daily where I live. So I didn't think anything of it. I was like, oh, okay, like someone's leaving at the same time we are. So anyway, we turn right out of my neighborhood and start going towards this fast food place to get some burgers. And I realize that that same car is still behind us. And as I'm looking at it through the mirror, I'm like, wait a minute. Is that the same car that I just saw parked on my neighborhood road? Like, it looked exactly like that same car that was parked right outside my house when I walked out to get picked up by my friend. So I mentioned this to my friend. I'm like, yo, I think that car behind us might be following us. He's like, what? I was like, yeah, dude, like it was parked on the side of the road when I walked out with its lights off. And now that we're driving, it's following us. Like, that's just so weird. He's like, how long were they parked outside your house for? I was like, I don't know. I just saw them when I left, when you were picking me up. He's like, shit, okay, hold on. So my friend starts going down all these random roads just to see if this car is following us. And we lost it within 2 turns. Like, he turned once, sped up, turned again really fast before the car could see where we were going, and we lost them. He was not having that shit. He lost them quick as hell. So I was relieved. I'm like, okay, we lost the car. Good. But I was also kind of anxious because we didn't really take enough turns to see if it was following us. Like, my friend sped up so fast and lost that shit so fast that we didn't even get to see if it was actually following us or not. So I was worried that I was going to go back home and it would just be there again. So anyway, we go back to the drive-thru, we pick up some food, and after we leave the drive-thru, we go right back to my house to eat. And when we were driving down my street, I was so anxious. I thought we were about to pull up and just see that car sitting there in my driveway waiting for us to get home. But, to my surprise, when we pulled up to my house, no one was there. That car that was in the street was gone. So at this point, I'm relieved because no one's there, but at the same time, I'm also kind of anxious because that means that car that was following us could have been that car that was parked outside before. So anyway, we go inside, we eat our food, we're hanging out for like an hour and a half at my house, and I'm like looking out my window every 30 minutes just to see if that car is there, and it's not there. So I'm thinking like, okay, I was just being paranoid, nobody was following us, nobody was, like stalking me, I think I'm good. So about an hour later, my friend had to leave, so my friend says goodbye, I say goodbye to him, he leaves, and I go upstairs and I hop on my computer and start playing some video games. And then while I'm playing, I decide, hey, you know what, I haven't checked my email in a while, I'm going to jump off this game and check my emails, because your boy's been kind of unresponsible and hasn't checked them in a couple days. So I open up my business email, and I see an email from like 3 hours ago at the top of the list. And the weird thing about it is it didn't have a subject, it just said no subject, and it was from like a really random name. So I open up this email, and the only thing in this email whatsoever was a photo. It was just a photo attached with no words, nothing else but a photo. And you guys want to guess what that photo was? I'll give you a second. Okay, it's been a second. It was a photo of the front of my house. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm just thinking to myself, like, okay, who could this be? What do they want? Like, who is this? So I immediately respond to the email, and I'm like, who are you? And they respond almost instantly, saying, hey, Austin, I'll tell you. Give me a phone call. And they attach a phone number. So I call this number up, and when they answer, they don't say hello, they don't say anything. They just picked up the phone and just stayed silent. Like, literally all I heard was the ringing of the phone stop. So when they answer the phone, I go, hello, like, are you there? And I hear a girl's voice go, yeah, it's me, what's up? I was like, it's who? Like, who are you? And she goes, I tried to call you earlier, Austin, but you didn't answer. I wanted you to come outside and say hello. I was like, wait, what? And she goes, you know who this is. And she says the TikTok girl's name and then goes, yeah, remember me? I'm her friend. And I'm like, oh, you're TikTok girl number 2. Of course I remember you. And she goes, yeah, I don't like that fucking name. I don't like those fucking videos you made about me. So I decided to show up to your house today. You like that picture I sent you? I was like, you are a stalker. A grade A fucking stalker. And she goes, yeah, call me what you will, but either way, I got your attention. I was like, yeah, that's true. You definitely got my attention. She goes, okay, so here's what we're going to do. You're going to delete those videos. You're going to stop talking about me and my friend, and I won't bother you anymore. Deal? And I'm like, wait a second. How'd you get my phone number? Like, what? And she's like, don't worry about it. I got it from a mutual friend. And I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, great. Now I have this girl to worry about and some mutual friend that's apparently snitching on me and giving away all my personal info. So I just tell her, I'm like, listen, I'm not deleting any videos because I did nothing wrong. You're the one doing something wrong. You're stalking me. You're threatening me. You're being weird. So stop stalking me. How about that? And I won't call the police. And she goes, the police won't do anything. I have police in my family. They know me. I was like, okay, let's put that to the test. Come back to my house so I can call the cops on you. And she goes, nope, not tonight, honey, but I'll be back soon. I'm like, trust me, you won't come back. Unless you want to ride home in the back of a cop car, like, you won't come back here. And she goes, oh, you're underestimating me. I was like, whatever, and I hang up on her, because I wasn't dealing with that shit anymore. So a couple hours go by, and she doesn't come back. I don't hear anything from her. No more emails, no more calls, nothing. But I do have her phone number now, because she gave it to me on that email. So I decided to start doing some research, because I have no info on this girl whatsoever, or like who she is. So I look up her phone number on a phone book website in the local area, and I find out her name, like her full name, and this page also shows her address and what area she lives in, and she lived like 15 minutes away from me, so she was close by. But I was relieved to have some info, because now if she tries anything else, I can just, call the cops to her house. So anyway, it doesn't end there, okay? The next day comes along, today technically, I wake up, and I have an email from her. And it says, hey, Austin, just so you know, if you don't delete those videos by the end of today, I'll be back. And now we're here, and I'm making another one. So I hope what she's saying is not true, but who knows? You might get a part 2 to this story. I don't know. Either way, guys, now we're here. Nothing else has really happened, but I will keep you guys updated. But yeah, guys, I thought you would enjoy this recent story time. If you did, please leave a like on the video. I would really appreciate it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below, and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you all later. Peace.
Like, what's up? They leave me out for the dead, and now